As so many people know the story about the Thin Lizzy thing, we did a show in Dublin. It was Def Leppard, Alice Cooper, Thin Lizzy on the same bill.
And you know who was there?
Oh my God!
I was there, bro.
Dude, that's right. You were there.
Remember that?
Wow, I do now. I didn't even thought about that until
You know what? You said that one of your acoustic gigs. You said you were there, and I was like, and you said, wasn't I so happy? And I was like, yeah, but you were really sick. You had a cold, really bad.
Oh,
cold.
yeah. At the show in Dublin. Oh, I totally, man.
You had a bad cold. But yeah, I'm sure you really, well, that was just developing out of that whole set of shows, yeah.
Yeah, so that was...
You're with Cooper.
I'm with Coop, and it was at that show that my buddy Tommy Hendrickson, that was in Alice Cooper with me, he was the first person to hear that Thin Lizzy needed another guitar player. And he famously said to Richard Fortas, he goes, well, you guys should get Johnson. He knows those Thin Lizzy tunes better than all you guys. With his badass East Coast accent. So, again, I just like, well, that's not going to happen.
Right.
They had Vivian Campbell and Richard Fortas.
Right.
They're not going to put me,
Right.
And so that run of dates ended. I was home. Sure enough, man, their management called. Ace Trump with Thin Lizzy's management. Fine Canadian, ironically, huge Brother Kane fan.
Wow.
Loved Seeds, loved Dan Fools, had seen us play, all that stuff.
Right,
so he was more dazzled that I was in Brother Kane than he was that I was in Alice Cooper. But Scott Gorham I knew because we had met previously. Another huge idol, big hero of mine.
Right.
So...
that's one of the stories I want to touch on before you leave. But
okay.
Well,
yeah. So that was how that came together.
Yeah.
So I transitioned from Coop into Lizzy, and we toured for all the rest of 11 and all of 2012. And in 2012 is when Scott had said, "Listen, I think we finally have the band. I'd love to maybe record some songs."
Right.
So for 5 minutes there, we thought it was going to be a Thin Lizzy record.
Right.
But thankfully, clearer heads prevailed quickly.
Right.
Because we realized the songs were very good.
Right.
But it wouldn't matter how good they were if we put it out as Thin Lizzy without Phil Lynott. It would have been a massive mistake.
Right.
A big mistake.
But
I can see why, the business people involved would think it's a reasonable idea.
Right.
But spiritually, it's a terrible idea.
Right. Well, yeah, there's such reverence for Phil. But you carry on with Black Star Riders, and how do you classify what you're doing? Is it a tribute sort of to the sound of Thin Lizzy, or a whole new thing?
The first album was, but it's not anymore. We're 3 albums in. We're starting to write the 4th album right now.
Yeah, I mean, and I've noticed the progression.
It's totally morphed into its own thing.
Yeah. Like Kingdom of the Lost is one that when I go back and I think Gary Moore, I think of those.
Oh, man. Well, that's the beautiful thing about having Ricky Warwick involved, because Ricky is a Belfast boy.
Yeah.
He's from the same
Irish
town that Eric Bell and Gary Moore are from.
Right.
And, for me to be influenced by Thin Lizzy is one thing. For Ricky to be is a whole other matter. Because he grew up in Belfast. He grew up in the Troubles, man. He grew up with just a hot mess, man.
Right.
So
that we all know about from back in the day.
Yeah, man. So it's a whole different experience to a connection to that music. For me, it was just about these great songs and playing guitar and having fun. For Ricky, it was a way out. Like, this is a future for me. This is my way to get out of Belfast and see the world and not just stay on a farm or work a job in the city. I want to do something else. So that kind of intent is what made Black Star Riders special, and it's special to this day.
Yeah,
I couldn't be prouder to be involved in it.
I mean, that's got to be like playing with Gorham is surreal.
He's a legend, man. Scott's a legend, and Ricky and I are eternally grateful for Scott giving us the platform.
Right, you guys
kind of handing us the ball and say, "Here you go, guys."
Right, you guys do most of the writing.
Run with it.
Right.
Well, he recognizes our skills, he recognizes our work ethic, and he recognizes our chemistry.
Right.
None of those are a given ever in any situation.
Sure.
So we have all of that, man. So it's a good thing.
So I want to do some the highlights of your career. Now I'm gonna.
Fuck, those were all highlights.